everybody. The saga of Truth 24/7 and KPZ continues. Charlotte is as cocky as ever, and the Rkbro connection strengthens still. I'm Casualeann. Come with me. So it's apparent from segment 1 that Kevin Patrick and R-Truth still have some things to work out. According to Kevin Patrick, Truth hasn't been answering his emails or his texts lately. R-Truth takes this opportunity to again show how much he cares about the 24/7 title and deepen his connection and the belt itself. He says that it's his baby, that he's the one who took it to new levels, just like Kevin Patrick's baby. They go over some of the headlines. Natalya and Tamina defeated Nia and Shayna Baszler in their 1,000,000th match. And Reginald has been burned again for misfiring pyro. Once again, whenever there's a huge mess, particularly in the women's division, somehow Reginald is not far away. He is burned, but there aren't any apparent appearances by Lily or Alexa Bliss. But it is noteworthy that her favorite tag team, or a tag team that she likes, has benefited from this misfire. Kofi Kingston and Drew McIntyre are going to have a rematch, with the winner being able to challenge Bobby Lashley at Hell in a Cell. They had this exact match on Raw with a non-conclusive finish, so of course they have to do it again the next week. And the reason it doesn't finish is because of a Bobby Lashley interference. Cedric Alexander defeated Shelton Benjamin, and Truth says despite the outcome, the lesson will be learned. So I guess definitively Cedric Alexander is the heel here and Shelton Benjamin is the babyface. They announced the guests. They are to be Charlotte Flair, Riddle, and Ricochet. And when they were announced, I was like, okay, I just saw Charlotte before WrestleMania Backlash, and I saw Riddle a few weeks ago. So I hope they'll have something new to offer this time. I don't want any interview equivalents of rematches. There are way too many people on the roster to necessitate that sort of thing. So we get a commercial break, and segment 2 starts with Charlotte Flair, of course. She confirms the number of her current title reigns. She is up to 13. And she and R-Truth repeat the Petey Pablo, North Carolina chant. North Carolina, come on and raise up. But Kevin Patrick asks how they're feeling, or how Charlotte is feeling about defeating Asuka, because she did that on Raw. And she reminds them that, this is not the first time. She ended her undefeated streak at WrestleMania. Patrick offers that Rhea maybe doesn't respect you. Like, is that a fair assumption? And Charlotte responds that she respects her, but she doesn't admit it. And that she is going to teach her to respect her more and make her bow down at Hell in a Cell. Charlotte does say that Rhea's hungry, that she's trying to get in her head, and that the only competition she has is with who she sees in the mirror, and that she's feeling good. And you see that in her composure, the way that she conducts herself in this interview. They ask how she's feeling, and she says she's the best she's ever been, and it'll only get better. And that the 24/7 title is the only one she hasn't won. building maybe the seeds of just a little tiny bit, just a tiny bit of tension there. Again, she's confident, she's cocky, she's composed. This is all consistent with her character. She seems more settled now that she definitively has a match with Rhea for the title in Hell in a Cell, one of the few confirmed matches at this time. We get a commercial break, and segment 3 is with Ricochet. So of him like stealing Sheamus's ring gear and then him coming to help Humberto Carrillo, they ask, why did you do what you did? And Ricochet responds that, you know, Sheamus won the match against Humberto. There was no reason to attack him afterwards. So he jumped in and he let Sheamus know that he wasn't going to stand for that anymore and that Humberto was a friend of his. Ultimately, he just loves messing with him and pushing him to the limit in the room. And they ask what else he can do to get in his head. And they ask about how his accent is going. I guess he has an Irish accent that he likes to do. R-Truth interjects and gives them an Australian accent about shrimp on the Barbie. I guess R-Truth is confusing Ireland and Australia. Despite his goddaughter now being Irish, Ricochet says that he'll do anything he can to live in Sheamus's head rent-free. KP asks if he's in line for the United States Championship title. And he says that he is in line because he challenged Sheamus. He pushed him to his limit, not once but twice. Anything he can do to push him as far as he can go, he will do. It kind of feels a little weak as an argument because, I mean, limits being pushed is one idea, but he lost. Like, Sheamus beat him clean, so why would he be in line for a title shot? But it's kind of a cute segment, but there's not a ton to it. Things about pushing Sheamus to the limit, about stealing his gear, and interfering in, or not interfering, but coming to Humberto's aid after the match with Sheamus. It was okay as a segment, but you know, not terrific. We get a commercial break, and the final segment is with Riddle. So he comes in with his ball cap and his professional sandals and ring gear. Puts his feet on the table. I guess that's just the thing now. So I'm gonna stop harping on it so much. He's hawking his merch, particularly his sandals, on wweshop.com. So a major kind of headline or detail of the night is the fact that Riddle actually used the RKO to score a pinfall win over Xavier Woods. Riddle puts Xavier over in his speech and says that people forget about how good he is, that he missile drop kicked him, that Xavier gorilla press slammed him, but that he told RKO about the victory and the fact that he did win using the RKO. But he says that Randy is busy. He was watching Operation Dumbo Drop and eating, but that they know each other well. And he understands that a 2-second pause in his text means bro. So this was the first time that he'd hit an RKO, in his words. He describes it as exhilarating, that it was the best feeling of his life. And that if he'd been asked years ago, could you see yourself hitting the RKO, that he just wouldn't have believed it. And that he and Randy are texting back and forth, and that a lot of his friends are jealous about this interaction. And he runs down the bit of kind of their last few weeks as a tag team. It's all, you know, quite endearing. They ask what's next, and he says it's Randy Orton and Riddle, that he has now a new weapon in his arsenal, and that the future for them is going up. to the moon, to the next galaxy, to the universe, and that Rkbro is for life. Not only did he hit it well, but he won against a top tier competitor. And again, that was nice, kind of putting Xavier over. That AJ and Omos, who are the Raw Tag Team Champions, better watch out, because Rkbro are going to be the new Tag Team Champions. It's funny for certain. It's endearing, but not as endearing as a few weeks ago when they were first starting out. It's almost as if they should start rotating more people into the interviews so that things won't get stale and not have as many repeats. Imagine that. Or better yet, if they applied that strategy to booking the matches. For a must-watch segment, unfortunately, there wasn't really one you needed to see, but if you just want to watch a segment of Raw Talk, I'd recommend the 4th with Riddle. It's cute, it's entertaining. You're starting to see some of the story of Rkbro growing in their interactions, growing in their kind of chemistry as a tag team. You see that through his comments. My rating for this week is 3 out of 5. To be honest, it's kind of just a MEH meh kind of show. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't great either. That was Raw Talk from May 24th. What did you think? Is there something that Raw can do to kind of break out of this so-so pattern of quality that they've slumped into? Let me know down in the comments. As always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. That's the way that my channel grows and it gets recommended to others, so it really, really helps. As I recommended in the previous video, let me know what you all think about kind of a music centered series, what music did for, something like that. Whose music would you like to see in a video like that? What would you like the name of it to be? Just let me know down in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you soon.